you're gonna want it more because you're younger. So now this is new to you. But when you're older, you're not gonna care too much about if his sex game good or not because you're more conscious about your behavior and things that you know what I'm saying. You're like you don't really care as much,
right?
But he do have to come with it. You don't like you know what I'm saying. Like not saying that it doesn't matter. It matters, but you just don't want to like make it all about just that.
Right.
I would say this too. I don't know, Ronnie and Hakeem agree with me. There's not a lot of men, especially around this time, who's not having sex like they used to back in the 90s and 2000s. Because of the dating to change so much for what I'm seeing and what I'm hearing.
No, because Jordan, the thing is, a lot of men today are very overwhelmed because you see, like, we're working more, we're trying to focus on building a career and a legacy. So our mind not really focusing too much on the sex. It's mostly the women. That's what I keep saying.
And it's like really easy to get pussy now. So it's not like, it's like really easy to get some coochie now because everybody's handing it out these days.
Correct. That's also true. Everybody's hanging out. So I always see that, can a woman find love? And I'm like, yeah, they can, because now they having sex, they're having more sex on a high rate. Women today have more body count than the men do.
Yeah.
No shit that. I could care less about it, but I'm just saying that this is today's society. Everything now has been reversed. Before, the men have more body count. Now the women have more body count. They're having sex more.
Well, I can't argue with that.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm not mad with that because, hey, women today are working hella hard. They want to release themselves. So, hey, let me be that.
There's other ways to release.
Yeah, let me be that vessel. Let me and Hakeem be that vessel to make you yourself.
Basically.
Yeah.
I mean, you get a handful of everybody because I know some women don't overextend themselves in that way that often. Like some women that I know of. Yeah, and including myself. Yeah.
So. You know that's a damn lie.
What? What'd you say?
I'll mess with you. I'm like, damn lie.
Stop showing me. No, I'm just what? I'm not gonna put myself out there.
You say you're not gonna put yourself out there?
Because he trying to get me started.
Hey, listen.
I'm trying to get you started. I tell you, literally.
Hey, listen, nobody can see your. Yeah, and that's all you got to be. Nobody don't know you. Nobody won't know you. I could say a lot of devilish things
I'm comfortable with speaking about whatever I want to speak about. I have you know what I'm saying? I'm not worried about nothing. I'm comfortable with talking about stuff. What?
Okay. But let's get back to the nitty gritty of things. You feel me? Where you and I know, and let's be serious.
Yeah. I've been serious. I think I'm playing.
No. Yeah, let's be serious. There's a lot of women who are in relationships with men they should not be with, but they only there for one or two things.
For financial reasons.
Not even. We're not even talking about that. That's a different topic. I expect a woman to be with a man for resources.
Mm-hmm.
I expect a woman to be there because you want to know something. I don't blame you sometimes. If you're willing to give up your womb and actually be a part of that system, yes, you need to be compensated in this sense. I know a lot of people might not like to hear that. No, I'm for real. I'm for real. Why you think the ugliest men with the most money get the prettiest girls?
Facts.
Because, I mean, sometimes, I guess.
You see, now, and listen here. I'll give you an example. Let's take Steve Harvey for an example. His wife was the mistress when he was married to another woman. Now, mind you, she had kids from a drug dealer. Let's get that straight. His BMs right now, she had kids from a drug dealer. So Steve Harvey was never the guy that, if this was back in high school days, he would have never been picked. Nobody wouldn't even look. They wouldn't even look at him. But here's the thing. He has money. I'm the king. Listen, I am the prince of regular guys. I am the prince.
Go ahead.
I am the prince. I used to be on. Listen, I used to go to, listen, I went to high school and I used to be on the second floor with all the guys who was hiding away from the bullies.
The Jean Baptiste.
Listen, I am, listen. I am, listen, I was a former Jean Baptiste till I started was like, niggas ain't whooping me no more. Girls are not going to try me no more. That's why when I speak with so conviction for regular guys, the nerds, the Pokemon anime watching, Legion of Doom niggas.
The Dragon Ball Z boys.
What grade you was in, Hakeem? Ninth grade? What grade was that?
What grade was that? Listen, I can be honest and tell anybody here, from 9th to 12th, I was a sucker.
Okay.
From 9th to 12th.
So when did you stop being a sucker?
Out of high school. Literally, out of high school, life changed. Listen, out of high school, life changed for some apparent reason. Dudes in high school who didn't fuck with me was fucking with me out of high school. They say, hey, don't I know you? I'm like, yeah, I went to school with you. Hey, come here. You want to drink something?
But that's how I be.
That's how I be sometimes. So being around them, you see how toxic men are masculine. I'm going to call these guys toxic because these guys never worked and they never had a job. They fucked tons of bad chicks, left babies along the trails as I went along with them. You know what I mean? Sexually irresponsible. Women loved them. Women had their kids by them. And after the women had their kids by them, the women end up marrying niggas like me. The Jean Baptistes, but I refuse to be one of them. These girls used to rave about the guys who I hang with, sex game from AT. Even when these guys gave them a...
Wait. So are you saying that you don't have a good sex game? I gotta
answer. You want me to be transparent?
Go ahead. Say what you want to say.
At 40 years, I barely got enough dick for anybody this day.
But have you ever?
I'm asking. When I was heading into my Double D John stage, the sex game was decent. I was born blacks out when I was young.
How did you know it was decent?
There was a, hey, you want a shaboing boing today? I said, I'm a little bit.
That doesn't mean anything. Wait. That just mean they were horny. You probably was the available dick at the time. Hey, how did you know that you was putting it down?
How did I know that I was putting it down?
Mm-hmm.
I was leaving trail of puddles along the way.
What do you mean? What do you
What?
You know what I mean when I say you know what I mean when I say I'm leaving trail of puddles along the way?
No, I don't.
What's funny? Been nasty.
I'm trying to see something because Hakeem said that he wasn't one of the guys that, you know what I'm saying, that was putting it down, that was busting it, you know what I'm saying, wide open and stuff when he was
no.
Early on.
No,
so I'm trying to ask him when did he realize that he had a good sex game?
Out of high school.
But I'm saying
now that you know when your sex game good when the girl blowing up your phone.
I'm asking.
That don't mean your sex game good.
Listen.
Bullshit.
Listen, when I didn't have a job, my sex game was on point.
Hey, I'll let you know when a girl says your sex game good. She come the next day, she got some great lingerie, and then when you bust it down, she cooking and cleaning for you.
Cooking and cleaning. Now listen, I remember when chicks' head game was on point. I was bringing groceries the next day.
What? Look at Jordan.
I'm not even sitting here and lie to you, boy.
Like you
I was listen. I went and bought groceries and a whole meat plan. I brought a whole meat plan. I said, hey, what meat plan you want? She said, I want the I want the number
What
4.
the
You say
comments
you,
looking like? I want to hear the comments.
Or do you want to hear the comment, the one on YouTube?
I say, shit, man, I bought the whole meat plan. He said, you went and bought the whole meat plan? Yeah.
See, remember I came earlier, I said when a man falls in love with a woman, you see he goes in hard. For a woman, she doesn't. A woman does, it's totally opposite.
What? Say it again.
No, when a man falls in love, you see how he goes in hard when a woman got good sex, and you see like he go buy things. He go buy her jewelry, go buy her clothes.
But wait a minute. You just said that the men with a good sex game are broke. So how do he go buy things?
No. Listen.
No.
I'm telling you, when a man fall in love with a woman's sex game.
When a man falls in love with a woman's sex game.
Listen, you know, it's somewhere. In my life, I've been in some situations where I hadn't had to file taxes in the amount of money I spent on some of these girls who shit was on point. I say, let me put this as an expense.
Oh, so you started clapping the cheeks after high school.
Huh? No, listen. Listen, I'm gonna be real with you. I was a grade A sucker. This is why I speak so passionate. That's why people can't believe there was like, oh, how you such a strong. I said, you got to remember where you came from. I know the guys who wasn't getting pussy and who was flipping through magazines every day. Like, I wish I can beat something today. Soon they'll come. Soon they'll come. Wish upon a star.
Hell no.
You know what I'm saying? When your first listen, when your first piece of ass was with a thought. Listen. You said she can't even take it, Joy.
When I first lost my virginity, it was with a thought. Oh boy.
I think everybody had that experience.
Everybody had that experience. Yeah. Nobody's not lying about that. So this is what, when we come to ourselves, like, here's the thing. When you're a regular guy, you're not overly masculine. You're a masculine man, but there's some guys who are just masculine to the point where it's just like, I'm a double D John. This is what I do. You know what I mean? These are the guys who have multiple children, who when they come around, they still look clean, but their bank accounts are dirty. So when you know what I mean, when you get with certain women, you say, you had a baby with him? Yeah, you know, it's just one of those things. I was just young. I say, no, baby, that's not being young, that's being dumb. It's guys right now who are making six figures, who are with regular women. Now, mind you, regular girls don't want a nigga with some good sex game. Like the regular woman who like they square guys, they understand that, hey, I'm gonna get him in there, and it's gonna be for a minute and a half, and I'll be okay with that. I love him. She's more satisfying you. Her satisfaction is struggling to wake up at 10 o'clock in the morning while you're already at work, and she doesn't have to worry about that. She'll sacrifice sex. Most women who are immersed in the ghetto lifestyle. It's a lot of dudes who gonna watch this live and say, yeah, I'm a double D Johns. I got a lot of these hoes. Listen, and it be some of the most smartest, the most prettiest girls who fall victim to dudes who can blow their back out. And these guys could listen, the way you can have you, or you want, I'll give you an example. You ever watch that show, Put a Ring on It?
No.
It's a new show, Put a Ring on It. It's a girl on there.
Huh? But this Temptation, remember, she married a guy and they grew up together, they got married, and then after that she got into it with another guy. That blew her back out.
Blew her back out. But listen here. There's a guy on Put a Ring on It. He sounds so gutter, but the girl sounds like she worked for a corporate office, and you wondering, hey, you sound like you work at a corporate office. This nigga straight off the street. What are you with him? You can see it right there. That nigga must be blowing her back out, or his mouth game is superior.
Or that's what I say. There's some women who's in corporate who go to these men who are fresh out of jail and everything because they want to get.
How you know somebody? Or like how somebody is.
There's a show. What's the show called? Get Out of Jail. I think it's on Bravo. I can't say Showtime. There's a show. I forgot what it's called. I think it's called After Lockup. After Lockup. And there's I saw there's After Lockup. There was a few of these some corporate women who go with these men fresh out of jail just to get their back blown out.
Yeah.
I mean, no, because that's that jail talk. They start talking to these men in jail. They put that good ass jail talk on their ass, and then they, you know what I'm saying?
Which is true too. That's true too. But I keep saying most of the idea, today's women is different now. They more focused on your sex game. I promise you that. They don't even care less about.
That's not always true, Ron. I mean, it depends. It's not always true because some women not always.
Bullshit. The first time a man open up his mouth, the first thing he say, okay, is he good in the bedroom? That's the first thing the woman think about.
Listen, because I don't listen. Of course, a woman is gonna expect a man to have good sex, because I mean that's just something that you just gotta have good sex, because nobody wants to have bad sex.
Nobody wants what. Go ahead. I'm gonna break something down to you.
Huh?
I want to tell you something. When the sex is good.
Go ahead.
In a real relationship,
mm-hmm.
when you haven't had that many bodies on you, you won't know what's good sex game if you pair down with one person. And I'm talking about girls. And listen, just listen to me for a minute. A girl could be with a guy and she didn't really sleep around like that, and she went and got hitched up early, and she was with John Paul. John Paul was like, yeah. She would probably think that's the best thing ever. And you're supposed to think like that, because that's the only thing she get on top of the whole mental thing that comes into it.
I kind of disagree, because nowadays, a lot of women are coming together and having private meetings. They talk about another man's sex game. So they're going to come together like, hey.
That's mandatory. I'm sorry, because that's just mandatory, because sometimes a guy says game so whack, you just got to tell a friend. I'm sorry. You just have to. Listen, I'm telling you. No, listen, because I never listen. Like, I don't mean to put people's business out there, but baby, it was this guy I was talking to, and I swear to God, I was talking to this guy, and I almost could have, like, I dodged the bullet. Like, I literally dodged the bullet. You know how? Because, like, I was talking to him, was kicking it for a good little minute, just phone conversation, talking. But then I got I think I seen the size of his thingamajig. And oh my God, I was like, you can't be for real. Like, I really was gonna invest my time and talk to this guy. Like, you know what I'm saying? I really was gonna give you my time. And I was just so disappointed.
That could have been your husband right there.
That could have been,
for real.
Oh my, bro, like I had to tell everybody about that. I had to tell everybody, like, it's just sometimes you got to tell people, because it's like unbelievable. I'm like, well, wow.
Roxy, he just said something that's true. Last episode, I say your husband is in your friend zone. Your husband don't got the best sex game.
That wasn't my husband.
Listen, that was a dude that could have been a daddy to somebody's kids. A good stepdaddy.
I didn't say he was all that of a good man. I just said, who was a good person.
I know you say his sex game wasn't like, you know.
I didn't say his sex game was anything, because I never had sex with him. I'm just saying I seen what I needed to see, and I almost fell.
You see, listen, it's not what the size is, the motion in the boot.
I dodged the bullet. Man, get the fuck. Listen. Ain't no motion in the boat with that one. Trust me.
Listen. It's a lot of girls with whack sex game out here.
I didn't even know it could come that little. I'm sorry. It's like y'all be knowing. Like, come on now, you can't tell me your thing was that little. Come on.
So you telling me? You telling me if a man love you and he respects you?
We didn't get to that point, because
no. I know. I'm asking a hypothetical question. I'm offering him. If you met a man and he loved you, cared for your kids, was a good role model, but
he did like a cool person though. I just didn't get to know.
No. I'm asking you a question. In his D, and he had garbage D game, would you still be with him?
Say it again.
If you met a man today who was respectful, loved you financially, he was very supportive, he was cool with your kids, and he was respectful, but his D game was garbage, would you not be with him?
So basically, he's everything I ever wanted in a man, but his stroke, like his situation was not up to par.
Yeah, not good, yeah.
Okay, well, that's something we got to work on, because I got to figure out how to teach you. And
so what if he has erectile dysfunction?
What's that?
His shit don't pop up.
It doesn't pop up.
So how you supposed to? That means you got to go to the doctor, get some type of.
Yeah. But you know what I'm saying? But are you willing to be with somebody who fit everything else, but he just can't?
I'll be with you, but baby, honey, I'm gonna get pleased. Cause don't tell me I'm cuddling and lovey-dovey with you and you can't get it up. Come on.
No, listen. He might substitute that with a good mouth game.
He better be able to.
You know what I mean? Because let's be real. Let's be real about it. A lot of you women are not even sexual like that anyway.
He's cool.
Listen, can it be real with me? It's a lot of women out here not really sexual like that anyway. They just do it as a bargaining piece to secure certain pieces on the board. Most women, listen, it's a lot of girls, huh?
So, I'm saying that's a turnoff.
It is a big turnoff for men. If men, listen, men are very physical creatures. I didn't mean to cut you off. Finish what you were saying. Enough of it.
I was just saying it's a turnoff. Like I don't know. Like I don't know. I don't know how to go about that, because like I really never really had that experience except for that one time.
Listen, okay, let me tell you something. Imagine a man who's in love with a woman and he wants to ram her, but she's not really sexually like that. She's not real sexual. Huh?
What you mean ram?
You know what I mean? Shaboing boing, but the rough way, like.
What you mean rough? How rough?
Like, yeah.
No, like rough, like crazy rough, or like just, I have to.
You know what he mean, man.
You know what I mean, rough. Like rough with like
wait, some
like rough.
Wait, because some rough is too rough. But you can
no. Rough with the hat flies away.
Well, when your wig and your weed go to the left side.
Yeah, sweating out the wig. But the point of listen, the point that I'm trying to say is a lot of these women be cheating on good men for the shaboing boing. And some of the times you have men who suffer and be in relationships who don't get that is true. You got men who suffer. And listen, I'm gonna be real. It's a lot of women out here who family jewels is loose like a hallway. Like me and the whole guys can be in there and just relax. No grip, no vice grips, no nothing. It's just a hallway. Like, hey, I'm just passing through. You know what I mean? And we have to suffer. We have to suffer and be in that type of situation. Like, hey, you know what I mean? And he was like, oh, you know what I mean? You gotta love me. You gotta love me. You gotta be there. You gotta be there for me. And we're saying like, okay.
I don't know, but I think like overall it just has to be a connection for you to fall in love when it comes to like having sex with somebody and falling in love and stuff. Because I mean, like, say for instance, you don't know that his sex game is whack or whatever. But when you're already connected with that person and you know what I'm saying, you're already almost damn near in love, that'll how you say it, that'll entice the sex game, because you're already feeling some type of way about this person. So that's why a lot of women get mad, because they end up falling in love with a guy with a whack sex game, and sometimes they dick little. So sometimes you fall in love with a guy with a small dick.
You know who got
love with them.
You're right. You know who got the best sex game?
Oh my God. Who?
The women who cover up and you can't really see nothing.
And wear the pearls?
They wear the pearls and they got the head wraps. they're the ones that you in the back of your mind, you're gonna come back to back.
You know why?
Yeah.
Because they are like, to me, they like the number one who will please their man, especially a husband.
But not only that though, in the back of her mind, we're fantasizing like, I can't wait to get that sheet off of her.
But that is true though. That is true because the women with bodies, they don't even know how to take the DD good. You know what I'm saying?
I have a theory. Me and Ron talked about this behind closed door. I say the baddest chicks have the weakest sex game.
Yeah.
That ain't true.
Lord Jesus.
That's true. I agree. Because
do you want me to
can I explain? Because they look so. Go ahead.
You talk about the big booty girls?
No. I'll tell you what it is. Like the 9s and 10s, because they look so good, it's like they don't need to do anything. They just like, hey, do whatever you want.
Well, correct.
So I get what they're saying.
So what makes a good sex game for women then?
Listen. A lot of women are there's something we're gonna touch on too. For a man, or you mean for a woman? For a man, or you mean?
For a woman. What makes a good sex game? Because y'all saying that women just lay there.
Listen, I know what makes a good sex game for a real woman.
What?
When you are supportive, you are Superman to her every time she has an emergency. Your D could
no,
be...
said what makes a woman because one of y'all was saying something about a woman just lay there. So what are we supposed to be doing? I'm not saying I'm just saying like, you know.
Listen, are you talking about for the side chick or somebody that were married?
He's saying, like, I think Jordan was saying that a lot of bad women, they feel like they so bad that they just gotta just lay there.
Okay, I'll give you an example. Bernice Burgos. She's one of the prettiest girls out here. Is she married?
I don't even know who that is.
On the one guys.
She was the mistress for T.I. and stuff like this. You have Chief Keef's baby mama who done slept with Odell Beckham and all of them. A lot of these girls, listen, real men, these are girls that do the most nastiest things too. Sodomize them, throw stuff like throw stuff on their hair and their face. But that doesn't mean it's a good D game. That means that we're just living out of fantasy. Yeah. That means we're just living out of fantasy. The women with the best sex game is a woman who goes and you just got off of work. When you sat down, before you can even say something, a beer gets handed to you and a meal gets cooked. And the minute you eating, as you sleeping, she gets on her knees and
man.
No, listen. I'm not done. I'm not done yet. Same time, 2-3 in the morning, as you rolled over, she just hop on. Listen. She just hops on it and take it. Listen, and then that same morning, she brews you a cup of coffee.
So what if she does all that and she whack? But you
No. Listen, she does all that. It can't be whack because you want to know why? Listen. We're physical touch, but men love active service. Because here's the thing: when you feel like you're not a roommate,
teach me, honey. You don't have to teach me.
Listen, I'm about to tell you.
You sound like you're trying to teach me something, and I'm
no, I'm not trying to teach you. Listen,
cool.
Listen. You won't be a part of my femininity school. You're not gonna be a part of it.
But I'm good.
I know that, but I'm telling for the women who wants to hear this. Cook a steak, cook a meal. Make sure when he drops his boots over you, before he even say nothing. Listen, I'm not talking to you.
I don't like feeling like you're being taught.
No, I'm not talking to you. I'm not talking to you. I'm just talking to women. If you want to make your sex game better
you gotta tell women nothing.
No, listen. Can I just say something? This is a chapter.
Don't read my book, ladies. Don't listen to Haki.
Listen. Me and God is Forever, we're going to work on a femininity school for y'all. Because you want to know why? I'm going to teach you.
My blind date.
Huh?
What happened to my blind date?
Woo! You're not ready. Listen, are you sure you're ready to go on a blind date?
You're going to find me a guy.
I was going to find you a guy, but you can't hurt his heart, no, because I'm going to get you a Jean Baptiste. Because listen, You're pretty. I don't think he would know what to do with you, but you can't break his heart.
That doesn't mean just because like you can't judge a book by its cover now. You can't just stuff.
Right.
What if he breaks my heart? You don't know how you know I'm gonna break his heart.
Listen, Jean Baptistes don't break hearts. Their hearts get broken and their bank accounts get
That's
empty.
a lie. Have you ever seen a movie called Crazy Stupid Love?
No.
You know that movie.
I've seen it.
Right? You seen it, right? When
Yep.
she was going after the Jean Baptiste, like Hakeem said, she was going after the Jean Baptiste, and in return, he ended up breaking her heart. Right? Then she ended up running after the bad guy that was trying to get at her, and he ended up marrying her.
Yeah.
So you can always, see, you know.
You see the thing. You see the thing is with this. I want women best luck for a long-term marriage is a Jean Baptiste.
Not always, because not a Jean Baptiste ain't always the best guy. Sometimes, because sometimes that could be the ones that you sometimes least expected to hurt you. Sometimes could be the one that hurt you too.
How you say that? Y'all don't even date the one that you least expect
That's
to hurt you. Y'all always date the rugged, thugged guys. Y'all always date the guys who have some mystery behind and stuff like that.
That's a lie. Listen, let me tell you something. I've get like, what the hell is it's a possum? It's a possum. I'm glad I'm not. Okay, anyways, I was talking to this guy. He was a virgin. Like when I was younger, like I would think I was like 23.
Mm-hmm.
Was I 23? I was so whatever age I was. I was young, and I was talking to this guy. He was like a virgin or whatever, but he was like so desperate that he was a jerk with it. Like he ended up suckering himself out of some pussy because he was so desperate that we went to the movie, went on dates and stuff like that, but he was so weird. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I found it intriguing that he was a virgin. I was like, you know, so that was enough to turn me on that you was a virgin. So you feel me? But you wanted to be so extra that it turned me off. And then it just like he just became like a jerk in the end.
Yeah, because he was frustrated. Because he was frustrated with you.
Sexually frustrated.
It wasn't that much. It wasn't that long. It wasn't that long for us to even. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't that long for us to. It wasn't that long. We'll just kick it.
But y'all had conversations about sex. But y'all had conversations about sex, so he had a high expectation that he was.
We didn't talk about sex. We didn't talk about sex.
He was still a younger guy, right?
Huh?
He was a younger guy, right?
He was a little bit younger, yeah. But the thing was like, you were so desperate, like you just wanted to make like, you thought because you took me to the movies that you was gonna just, you know what I'm saying, like go back and just knock it out the park. Like I don't know how to say.
How old were you then?
I was like, I think 23, 20. Was I 24?
So
like 5.
Let's talk about this. You're talking about you're in a different era. You feel me? You're in a different era. Like in this day and age, we always talk this and we hear men talk about this so much. Like a lot of guys, you could tell who's going to do it to you. And you know what I'm saying? And you could tell what person is on what level of stuff. The thing is, I always say this, women choose men very poorly. You feel what I'm saying? For reasons like we try to understand, and it doesn't say that. I want a lot of people to get married.
I don't like how when you always say, like, you always seem to turn things back around to make it seem like women is to blame for us, like, having jerk men. Because sometimes you can meet people and they can pretend to be one way in the beginning, that people change down the line. So that's not our fault. I'm just saying, like, sometimes it seems like we're blaming the women most of the time.
And do you think that women blame men all the time?
Most of the time, it depends.
Yeah,
And depends on women, and depends on her knowledge of things. It depends.
Imagine this: being a man and being held accountable for the reason why Black women and Black men are not together. We're held accountable for that.
I would say ignorant women, yes, would blame men all the time, yes.
Yeah,
but not a conscious woman.
Yeah, we the ones to hold accountable for that. Nobody has never sat down and analyzed our women to see that, did y'all have any part to why we're not together? Are your expectations too outlandish?
Whenever I break up with a guy, I always like, first I blame myself. I always do that. First I blame myself, but then I have to analyze the situation and see what went on or what happened. And then I would like, you know what I'm saying? I always end up blaming myself first. Like maybe if I would have did this different or blah, 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 blah. But then I have to see things for what it is. Like, hey, sometimes it was not me or whatever. I'm just saying.
No. And that's a good way to have, self-reflection. Men have self-reflection too. And we're not going to sit here and say that there's a lot of men who don't mess up relationships. There is. I wouldn't say that.
Very.
You see how you say very, you see how it's like we're more held accountable to it.
I did that on purpose though.
I know that, but we got to start understanding that there's a collective situation where a lot of us are not together. And then we have to start analyzing, hey, if Black men are the reason for one part of a situation, what of our women are a part of?
Say it again. I'm sorry, I didn't really hear.
If Black women are a part of, if Black men are a part of a lot of the situation, what are women are a part of?
What situation?
As far as us not being together, as far as them loving the wrong person. You feel what I'm saying?
I feel like it just be a lot of soul time with the wrong person. Like you can like, okay, like for instance, the topic today with a lot of people get sexually involved with people and then they start having feelings based off of that, and then you're falling in lust and you think you're in love when you're really not. And it's just, that's why they say love is blind, because you don't really know and all that stuff. So
I don't think love is blind. I think that we are judged by our decision making. And if you don't make the right decision on who you be with, it can affect your family, it can affect your kids, it can affect your work, it can even affect your money. It can even determine if the next generation after you stays in poverty.
Facts.
Nobody don't ever think that. The one who you pair with makes it is very imperative. This is why in third world countries, women go after the most determined man, not the most popular, not the most suave, the one who are more hardworking. They know that there's a roof that's going to be over their head. I told this to somebody prior before that. I said back in the 1970s and 60s, not majority of women was not getting with those slick talking smooth guys.
Facts.
They was marrying dudes at the plant at a high rate. So you want to know something? They was marrying servicemen. A lot of servicemen came in was stepdaddies to a lot of kids because a woman got wised up and said, hey, we ain't gonna mess up this time.
Actually, that's still the case. That's why a lot of men like these days they lie about they lie their way into getting a woman. They lie and say, oh, I got this job, I got this, I have that going on, I have a whole bunch of blah blah blah. They lie their way into a woman's life. That's why sometimes you see, like you were saying about the movie you watch, you see that lady who seemed like what you said, she went to like some kind of school, and the guy was that's why you see that happen, because sometimes they lie their way into your heart. You probably lied his way into her heart, you never know.
Okay, you say lie their way to their heart, but we're talking about, that's one aspect of it. That's one way of it. That can't be 199 ways a lot of women are getting messed over. What has the woman has done too for not to get them there? Sometimes it's a poor choice of picking men.
Yeah, I'm not saying that's.
You know what I'm trying to say? How many times?
Sometimes they be having these little memes. Sometimes a woman feel like she can change a man sometimes. So that's
Not definitely, but let's be totally honest. Women nowadays, as they get older and they're home and they're reflecting on their decisions, because sometimes you put yourself in a situation where you pass a certain point where relationship even matters anymore. Because you just pass this point because you're undateable, or you put yourself in a situation where dating for you is negatively effective due to your actions. Now you start to peel back time and say, I shouldn't have messed with Trayvon. I shouldn't have messed with Delarice. I shouldn't have messed with Twan from up the block. Oh, I had 3 kids from Boonk. Yeah, he died. My last baby daddy was in prison. You get what I'm saying? So when we hear this thing, how do men feel when women come back around and was like, hey, are you free this weekend, John? Me? The guy you never wanted to talk to? The one you said that we were just friends and you said I was repulsive to sleep with? Me?
So why you coming back around?
Because you want to know why? Because the best thing is the people you treat the worst. That's why women come back around.
So bad, why you come back around?
What happened?
I said if they treated you so bad, why you come back around? Leave them alone.
We're not going back around. They're coming back around to us.
Try this.
Think about that. Listen, think about that. It's a lot of women in this era, in this year, and the year before that who entered the DMs of the nerds, who was in the DMs of the nerds and the Jean Baptistes. Listen. Some of these women at their heyday was like, oh man, I would never sleep with that guy. They say he is repulsive.
Shit. I ain't never went back.
You see, but now they willing to get on all fours to lock down a ring.
Well, which women are these? Who are these people?
These are the women who were very popular. These were the women who had a couple babies with some gangsters. These were the women who caught venereal diseases.
So basically, the women that dealt with the popular guys in school, and the popular women that dealt with the popular guys, basically. Okay, and vice versa. The popular guys looking good girls too.
No. Not listen. The difference is when a man get his stuff together, he can always get him a pepper. If he's skinny enough, he'll always get him a pepper.
I don't like skinny guys.
No. But you're damn near $130 soaking wet. I'm talking about.
Oh, shut the hell up! I'm a pepper.
No. You're not. No, listen. I'm talking about when men get their act together and get their money together after they done. When some guys convert from being Double D John Johns and they were skinny drug addicts or they was at the corner store all day, they tend to marry peppers. They don't marry skinny women. Skinny women tend to have long-term relationship with the Double D John Johns until it burns out or he end up going to prison or die.
Peppers, because a lot of women end up gaining weight when they get older. So
no. I'm talking about niggas is marrying peppers after the girls done gain weight.
That's what I'm saying. That's why they end up marrying women, because they end up gaining weight. They were the skinny women had babies and then they got fat.
No, we're not talking about them. We're talking about we're talking about.
Where do you think the peppers come from?
No, you see that's the thing. That's the thing. No, that's the thing, guys. Y'all quiet. Stop me when I'm talking shit.
And Jordan talk. Does he?
No, I'll let you finish your point. That's what I'm saying.
You're not lying. I mean, I know what you're talking about. Keep going.
You see what I'm saying? Like, huh?
So Jordan's co-signing Hakeem.
No, listen. Jordan's in a different perspective. He's already married. He ain't worried about that, but he does see the optics.
Is your wife a pepper? Jordan?
No, she's a Slim Jim.
Okay.
She's a Slim Jim. But listen, Jordan's not a Double D Johnson. He's a regular guy, hardworking man. I'm talking about ex-street niggas. I'm talking about drug addicts who done got their life together. They wives are peppers.
And they peppers too.
No.
You can't tell me a drug dealer's gonna be fat too.
No, sweetheart. And I'm saying ain't nothing wrong with peppers. I'm just giving an analysis here. I'm just getting an analysis here.
Yeah, like what are you really saying? Because I don't know. What you really saying?
I'm just meaning that the guys who were the Double D John Johnson was able to get tons of pee, tons of pushing pee.
They got
BBLs. Huh?
They got the females with the BBLs and stuff. The bad.
They was knocking the females with the BBLs and it was doing all of this. But ultimately what I'm saying is this. Oh, John Smith, listen, I'm missing the comments here. John Smith asks if you was in a relationship right now.
Who, me?
Yeah.
No.
He also asks, how is sex compared to the financials?
You mean?
Good question.
Yeah, that's what John Smith is asking. How is sex compared to the financials?
What do you mean?
I think what he means, like, do you hold, well, no, he has to explain a little bit more.
Because I think we talked about that early on. That's what I'm asking. What do you mean?
How does sex compare to the financials? How do they compare to each other?
What do you mean? Like a guy making money?
Yeah, financials.
We talked about that because
do you put sex and financial on the same scale? Pretty much.
Do you hold sex higher? Do you do financials?
Yeah, exactly. That's what,
higher than sex?
there you go, Johnny. There you go. You got it. That's what I think he's going at.
Balance, I guess. Almost.
No, because for example, most women don't care if you have a sex game. Most women care. Some women care if you have a great financial.
But if you got money, bad sex game, the women are gonna cheat on you.
Oh, okay. You. He also asks. How long would you make a dude wait?
Another good question.
It's not really about making him wait. It's about our connection. Like, it's about us. Like, it's not really about him waiting.
I'm asking. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm following a rule book. It's not about like how long I'm making wait. It's just like our connection. Like, when we get there, we get there.
But you know, a lot of women said all the time the guy be waiting for like 20 years.
Basically.
Who said that?
I said that. Like, that's true because a lot of women have a lot of guys in friend zone that they would never sleep with.
He's in the friend zone. She's not feeling him. That's your friend. The friend zone.
Listen.
You're not going nowhere. You're not leaving the friend zone.
I would never wait 20 years for something. I actually don't want a woman. I want a woman to give me her best years, not her worst.
Yeah. There's a guy on social media. There's a guy right now on social media. He just recently married his wife, and he was on the friend zone over 20-some years. He was on the friend zone.
Yeah, he was desperate. Woo. Never.
But he's a Jean Baptiste. He's a good guy.
Yeah.
And he can't find nobody else before 20 years.
Listen.
No, he married somebody. He married somebody, but he always wanted to be with her. So when he got a divorce, when she finally said, "Hey, you know, I'm available," that's when he started crying. It's a real guy. I can actually send you the guy's information. I don't want to say his name on the platform.
He was single-headed connected. Yeah. I mean,
but he was friends with this woman for over 20-some years.
Were they smashing? Did he ever get some?
No,
he got married to her. Now when he finally got some.
How you know they never smashed? Because ain't no way in hell somebody wait that long. They never got it.
I ain't making this up. He said, "I promise y'all."
Say that the wackest stuff you ever had.
No, men are not. Listen, certain men are not going to lie about things like that.
Yeah, some men are straightforward. They tell you, they're like, "Hey, I'm in the friend zone."
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not beating it up. I'm not getting it. I'm not getting it. Like, she doesn't find me attractive. Like,
in a relationship, he just got divorced, so he was already getting something for somebody else. It just wasn't her.
No, like.
But his idea was to marry this woman, his friend that he's been friends over 20-some years. The only reason why he married somebody else because she wasn't available. She was married to somebody already at the time.
Okay, but once they got single, they got together, right?
Yeah, but he never had sex with her until he got married. He's really a traditional guy.
Basically.
I probably have a YouTube channel. I don't want to say his name because I don't want the channel to get flagged or anything.
You know how emotionally draining it is for a lot of good guys who support women who don't like them? You know how like women don't never think about it from a perspective of a man who love and care for women.
You a lie.
That was last week's episode, wasn't it? We talked about it last week.
We talked about it last week, sweetheart.
I know, because Hakeem talk about it every episode. He loved talking about the Jean Baptiste and all this stuff.
Because you want to know, I was one.
Listen, Hakeem.
Listen.
He did. I can't say he was.
Listen, I was so bad.
From a Jean Baptiste standpoint.
Listen.
But for me, listen, I come from a good girl. I come from a good girl background. You understand? Mm-hmm. I came from the good girl era and all that stuff. But There had times when I had to become savage. Yes. So I have to speak from my standpoint, and I understand you guys speak from yours.
Yep.
But yeah. So with me, I know there's good women out there because I'm a good woman. I'm a good woman. I mean, so I know there's good women out there because I know myself.
Listen, I'm not saying there's not good women. I know you're a good woman. Listen, honestly, can I be real with you? Even, and this is something I'm gonna tell you about you for me. Even when we talk, I know that you'll be a good wife. I know you.
You don't know that. You don't.
Listen. You mean, I could tell in your voice you mean where you just you talk like that. It's a defense mechanism. I could tell if you was to get in a real situation, you'll be very submissive. You'll be
I've been in real situations.
I know that, but I'm talking.
Like I said, I came from the good girl era. That was me in the beginning. I was, man, I can't. The things I want to say, I can't say on here on air because I don't need nobody in my business.
No, I know that.
But I was that. I was every man's dream around that time. I'm telling you, I was every man's dream. Okay.
I listen. I believe you, but there's some of your counterparts. Some of your counterparts who do not feel the same way.
There was no complaint about me at that time.
No, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about your counterparts. You know who I mean by your counterparts?
What?
The women who represent you make a lot of you good women look bad. Because the thing about it is here.
I didn't like my submissive era because I didn't have a good guy during my submissive era.
Because you chose poorly. That's it. That doesn't mean you're not a good woman. You just had a poor choice of men.
I know you're correct on that. So I did choose poorly during that time. No, I'm saying for that specific time, I did very much choose poorly because I knew what I was dealing with, but I still got involved anyway. So that's yes, I agree.
Okay, Bum. Now here's the thing. Going forward here, if you know what you want, you know what to get. And here's the thing. There's a lot more good men than Double D John Johns. The problem is women have to get over certain vices to get with these guys. You feel me?
The thing about me, I don't take no shit. I don't care if you got good John or not. I don't take no shit.
No. You're not getting what I'm saying. I'm referencing that the street niggas that women love to be with and the good guys. I'm saying when I say women have to get over certain vices to be with the good guys, you got to get over with that. Hold on. John Smith say, see how she's considering Buddy a simpleton, even though he was in love.
Who was in love?
No, he was when Ron was talking about the guy. You thought he was a simpleton, like he was a simp.
Who?
The guy he was talking about who waited 20 years.
I wasn't saying that he was a simpleton. I was asking, did they have sex?
No, they did. He never
had sex with her until he got married to her. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Because I'm just saying, like, okay, like off of what Hakeem was saying, that people double back. I was like, why would you double back if you wasn't treated fairly in the beginning in the first place?
He didn't double back. She doubled back because he was his last resort. That's the worst feeling.
But he waited for her.
Listen, when you love somebody, that doesn't go over sometimes. Look at Papoose. His girl was in jail. She didn't want to be with him. How you gonna
love somebody you never been with?
He didn't want to
choose you.
Listen.
Papoose and Remy is different.
No, it's not different. It's the same thing. Listen.
I did because they were together.
No, they wasn't together. They was talking. She didn't really want to. Listen, when she went to jail, they just was started talking. The point that I'm trying to tell you is,
she went after him before she even went to jail. She went after him, and she wanted him because he was a different dude, and he was always like in a cut, quiet, and all that stuff. She liked him because, like, basically, she went after him. Basically, what I'm saying.
Listen here.
Like she wanted him, and then she got him.
Check me out on this. Check me out on this. Love is a tricky thing. You feel me?
Love is not that complicated, honey.
No, it's complicated.
It's not.
Listen.
No, it's not. Love is not complicated at all.
Love is love is complicated when the other party don't make it work. But there's a point that I'm trying to get to.
That's a one-way street. That ain't got nothing to do with love.
There's a point that I'm trying to get to. There's a lot of women in Miami who are single, who have kids. There's a lot of single men. John Smith wants you to ask this question. He asked a real serious question. He said, "What makes you a good woman?"
I don't talk about. That's the thing. I like to show people who I am. I don't like to talk about it because I don't want to pretend I'm something. I don't want to pretend anything. I just like I'd rather show somebody who I am. I don't talk about who I am. Like the same way that I talk about my sex game.
But he was actually he's saying what makes it. This is one of our viewers. He said, "What makes you a good woman?" He said, "What is your qualifications?"
What are my qualifications? What do you mean? At the time when I was saying that I was every man's dream?
No, right now, today.
Right now, I don't want to put my business out there like that. I mean, do you want to you want to find out? Like, what you want to do?
Hey, John
Smith. You want to find out, but
John Smith. He say, John Smith.
You won't find out too much.
She said you want to find. She said you want to find out. Slide in the DM. She said slide in the DM.
You want to talk about John Smith? You better slide in the DM.
Slide in the DM. Listen, John Smith is one of my viewers. He's not nothing to be played with.
Okay.
He said slide in the DM.
But listen,
I'm not gonna. I don't do that. I don't go talking about my. I used to do that back in the day. I don't.
Can I tell you something? But you have to, because here's the thing: tables will turn. Men need to know what they're getting themselves into. What do you bring for a man? What kind of situation can you bring for a man?
What you mean? What kind of situation?
What's your qualifications? What can you do for a man?
She may be able to blow. She may be able to blow his back out.
What can I do? What can I do?
Yeah.
How can she make him blow his back out? You know what I'm
saying? Shut up, Ron. Like, I could do a lot of things, but I don't like to talk. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't like to just talk my shit. You get me? I don't like to talk and brag and all that stuff. You can see how I am as a person, because I'm a whole different person than social media. Like, I'm a different person in person.
Okay, can you be a man's piece?
Yeah, I used to be a man's piece. Like, that's what I'm saying. When I was in that submissive stage, I used to be a man's piece. Like I said, I don't want to talk about shit when on here. But
okay.
If we had a private conversation, I would lay it all on the line for you. You'll be like, God damn, well, how the fuck he fuck up with that? I'm telling you. You would be like, well, God damn.
Okay, so I just want to get this point out. And go ahead.
Everything that you expect, Hakeem, that was me. Everything that you expect, that was me.
So what happened now? You're not that now?
I am that, but the thing is, it just don't come that easy no more.
You see, that's the thing. So basically, you're talking about a conditional relationship.
No, like if I'm talking to a guy, I'm not gonna automatically be tough with him. No, if I like you and you like me, we're gonna talk and we're gonna have that. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna let the connection, let it flow. So but I'm not saying that I'm gonna be hard on you.
No, okay. But there's something
I wanted. A guy that I don't like, then yeah.
No,
I don't too much like you, of course.
There was a point that I wanted to get that I want women to hear, and I want you to hear this too. But this has nothing to do with you. There's a lot of single women out here who dated the wrong type of guys. But there's a lot of good men who are qualified husbands, but they have to get over certain ridiculous expectations and vices to be with these type of guys.
That's the thing. That's what I'm saying. For me, I'm no longer.
I know you. I'm not talking about you. I'm just saying to this woman who are listening. There's a guy that can be your husband, but you have a ridiculous expectations, which is hindering you from being with this guy.
Well, that's true. That's true.
Or there's guys you have been with who you left to go be with a street nigga. You know what I'm trying to say? And knowing that his sex game probably whack, he probably didn't have a good drove game. or you know what I'm saying? He probably wasn't that social, or he didn't know how to go out, but he was good to you and he treated you nice. So the point we're trying to say is this: to get what you want, you have to redefine who you are as a person.
That's true. Like, for instance, like me, I'm a whole different person than who I was before. Because before, like me talking to people back in the day, and I'm not saying back in the like, I'm gonna say like a couple of years ago instead of back in the day, because I probably sound like I'm in teenager years. Okay, me back in the day, I came with insecurities. I came with trust issues, bitch. I couldn't trust a man from whatever. But now it's more about like just experience a man, because I can experience you without too much expectation.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying?
So
Because back then I give you 2 conversations and it's like, okay, I'm done. 2 conversations, okay, I should stop with you, I'm done. Like,
so
that was me. Like, I was real, huh?
Listen, so do you want to get married?
I used to, but now it's like, I don't know.
Because listen here, if your femininity is conditional, it's gonna be hard for you to get married.
If my what?
If your femininity is conditional.
That's fine.
You know what I mean by that, conditional.
Remember that guy that said I was submissive to, but like I ended up hating. I'm not gonna say hating him, because now I don't really hate him. You know, hey, it's an experience, whatever. But the guy that I was like really submissive to, back then, during that time when I was talking about my submissiveness, whatever, and he wasn't the best guy. He wanted to marry me, but I didn't want to marry him. Like, if in the beginning when I first met him, I was in love with him. I wanted him so bad, blah 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 blah. But then after a while, I'm like, okay, I was done.
So what do you want? What do you want?
I didn't want to get married.
No, I know you didn't want it, but I'm asking. Let's talk about today, 2022. What do you want that's gonna make you happy?
What do you mean? What do I want in a man, or what do you mean?
What do you want in a man that's gonna make you happy?
What do I want in a man that's gonna make me happy? I mean, intelligence. I need a man that's like very intellectual.
Okay.
That's one. Like, just be able to like teach me, and like, you know, just hold on. What the fuck is this? I'm sorry. Okay. I just like somebody with a mind, like a conscious. Well, hold on. Are you asking me what I want in a guy?
Yeah, because John, listen, our viewers want to know. John Smith and everybody want to know. We might set you up on a blind date with him.
Don't do me.
Listen, you say you ready. Listen, you ready to get married?
I don't know, because right now, like where I am in my life, I'm just like chilling. I'm just like enjoying my right now, because I mean, I don't know. I guess it depends on the guy. It would depend on the guy, because you have to really get me out of my comfort zone, because I'm really like I'm in a good place right now where I have a lot of peace and positive energy, and I don't got time for all that other stuff. Like you.
I have a question. Do you want to be a wife?
Huh?
Do you want to be a wife?
Can you ask that like a different way? I don't want to be a wife.
Okay.
Actually, this.
I'm gonna break it down in different ways.
I wouldn't mind being a wife. I wouldn't mind.
Okay, that's cool with me. That's cool.
Hey, Jordan, she's playing semantics right now.
Okay.
Listen. John Smith said he shouldn't have to work for your natural state.
You don't have to be work for my natural state, but don't expect me to be a fool in the beginning. No way. Listen. That's the thing. Us women have to build a certain type of guard. We have to put a guard up, because you, like you were saying, you have a lot of jerks out there. So you can't just come in being dumb automatically. No. That's your respect. Don't waste your time.
Listen, you old enough to know who's bad and who's wrong without having to change who you are.
No, because people change. People change over time. You can't just say, okay.
No,
come on now. Come on,
no, okay.
Come on.
No. I get what you're coming from, but
you can pretend to be one thing at the beginning. Come on.
Listen, we got one more statement. John Smith say, if you were a loving, caring type of person, then I should not have to suffer for the last relationship you had. That's what he said.
You're gonna suffer. Who said you're not suffering or holding anything over nobody's head? That's where a healing process come in. Once a woman is already healed and past all of that, then nobody's gonna go back to that. You understand? Nobody's gonna go back to fool. This I'll tell you. Me right now, I'm in a peaceful state where I am at peace. Like I'm not gonna say I'm at peace, but I'm in a good place where like I'm in a good space right now. So I wouldn't want to take on burdens of a relationship and all this other stuff. Not saying that I won't talk to a guy like it comes along and you know saying if it works out, it works out. But I'm good.
All right. You want to know something? And that was a good note. We're gonna end it. We're gonna end it with that. We're gonna give some last words because you really touched on some things. So we're gonna go down the list. I want you to say your last words, and we'll go up the list because ladies are first. What do you want the viewers to know about what we talked about today?
I mean, I would say first and foremost, love yourself. Because self-love is the first love. You have to first love yourself internally, so you can be able to spread love to other people. Because if you don't love yourself, you get lost in other people. You know what I'm saying, and wrapped up in other people. So obviously, like you should love yourself first, so that way you can understand what you want and what you expect. And yeah,
I'm gonna say a quote from one of the viewers here. I'm gonna say a quote from one of the viewers here. At the end of the day, both parties have to be prepared for one another.
Yeah. Nothing wrong with that. But wait, does that mean?
No,
No, that was it. That was it. At the end of the day,
we all got. Doesn't that mean you have to get to know the person too? Like you being prepared for the person, but don't you have to get to know them to know what you know what I'm saying? To be
no. The way the person put that question said it very right. At the end of the day, we all got to be prepared for one another. So, like you said, do the healing before you get with anybody. Before you hurt people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just like you talk about the healing, and I'm gonna end it on that note.
Mm-hmm. No, but on my final notes, I already like I already stated that. Like I said last episode, I'm saying now. Today women are really looking for love. They're looking for what they can feel physically when in the aspect of sex. And that's it. Like you're saying, I really trying to build anything.
So we ain't accomplished nothing today. We ain't accomplished.
The last podcast we had, that's what we were talking about. And I'm just saying, women today is not really looking for love, looking for more aspect of sex where they can feel that desire down physically, not mentally and not spiritually. I think things in the society has to change. And that's all I have to say on that note.
What are you talking about? So
I'm not talking about you and women in general, not you, but there's a group of women that ain't looking for that. They just want a guy to be able to blow their back out. And that's it.
We know it's bad men and it's bad women out there. We're not really talking about them. We're just talking about, well, actually, we went off topic, but whatever. Forget it. Mm-hmm.
My final thoughts is this is kind of topic. Just really like know what you want. Like just really like if you need to do therapy. Just really know what you want. Is if you want a marriage or not, or it's whatever you want. If you're ready, if you're not ready, you're not.
Yeah.
So you know how that goes. It's always great to have God is forever on the show, man. She's she like family here, man.
No, God is. You see, God is. I wish you would come more. Do you think was this a good conversation we had?
It's a good conversation, but I was expecting the other women so that I can feed off of them because I was just talking from my perspective because I don't know, like a lot of the, like I can only speak from me because I know the type of woman that I am, and I can't speak from a standpoint from the woman that Hakeem is talking about, so I can't really relate to, you know.
No, it's understandable, but you know, next time they'll come back on the show, have a part 2.
We'll have a part 2.
But situation occurs.
And we're gonna set up that blind date. I'm gonna pay for it.
Whatever.
Hey, you already know. And that being said, KR Culture Radio. And that being said, KR Culture Radio.